Katie Price arrived at Stockport Plaza on Monday evening with a strikingly taut complexion, stepping out for another live tour date alongside friend and fellow TV personality Kerry Katona, 45. The former glamour model, who has previously undergone 2 facelifts and has recently prompted concern over noticeable weight loss, cut a relaxed figure as she greeted fans outside the venue. Price kept it casual in a cream New Balance hoodie with matching joggers, finishing the off-duty look with chunky white trainers. Outside the entrance she chatted with well-wishers and accepted a large pillow printed with images of herself and her son Harvey. Katona opted for smart casual layers, a dark gray coat over a black hoodie with wide-leg joggers, chestnut platform Uggs, and a white quilted Gucci bag. Both appeared upbeat as they made their way indoors, stopping for photos and quick conversations along the route. The appearance comes as Price faces intensifying financial constraints. According to court filings reported by the Daily Mail, a judge has ruled she must curb extravagant spending and surrender a substantial portion of her earnings to address outstanding debts. Price was first declared bankrupt in 2019 and again in 2024, with liabilities including more than £750,000 owed to HMRC. Those bankruptcies have since been discharged, but she remains bound by an income payments order, IPO, that diverts a slice of her income to the trustee of her estate. Under the initial IPO, Price is required to pay 40% of her monthly income, covering revenues from several companies, including her OnlyFans account, until February 2027. On Thursday, counsel for the trustee petitioned a specialist bankruptcy court for a second IPO that would extend similar 40% deductions to the income from 10 additional companies for 3 years. The named entities include media and entertainment businesses as well as the partnership that acts as Price's agent. Neither Price nor representatives of the listed companies attended the hearing. Deputy Insolvency and Companies Court Judge Stephen Baster noted that Price had every opportunity to appear and to make representations before granting the trustee's application. In approving the second IPO, he said Price's expenditure had outpaced her income because she had adopted an extravagant pattern of spending, one he indicated would now need to be cut back. He added that Price currently works as an influencer and has enjoyed a considerable amount of success, generating income that, by any standard, would be regarded as significant, and that there remains ample headroom, even with the additional order in place. In written submissions, Rowena Page for the trustee outlined the terms of the first IPO, a £25,000 lump sum followed by 34 monthly payments of £12,500. She told the court that Price had failed to make the lump sum payment and had not paid any of the monthly installments ordered. Even so, more than £124,000 has been remitted to the trustee by the companies covered under the first IPO. Page argued that the second order should be granted for the benefit of creditors, adding that Price's earnings appear to exceed what is necessary to meet her reasonable domestic needs. Price's financial troubles have unfolded in parallel with high-profile property woes. After her first bankruptcy in November 2019, she was made bankrupt again in March 2024 over the unpaid tax bill. The first IPO was issued in February last year and initially covered income from 4 companies, including OnlyFans, with more entities added at a hearing in July. At that July hearing, a judge issued a warrant for Price's arrest after she failed to attend. She had been scheduled for a public examination in August to answer questions about her finances, but that session was later adjourned to accommodate a private interview. Although both bankruptcies were discharged earlier this year, the IPOs remain active because they were applied for before the bankruptcies ended. Her well-documented Mucky Mansion saga also reached a conclusion. Price bought the 9-bedroom property in 2014 from former conservative peer Francis Maude, and the house featured in a Channel 4 renovation series. In May last year she was evicted for mortgage arrears and subsequently forced to sell. Initially listed at £1.5 million, the home ultimately sold for £1.15 million, with proceeds reportedly absorbed by existing debts. Price has since relocated to a new 4-bed property in Sussex. Amid the legal pressures, Price was seen this week with a new dog, defying repeated pleas from animal charities urging her not to keep pets. Campaigners have condemned her track record following a string of animal deaths connected to her households over the years. Last month, she reported the loss of a kitten from litter born to her designer cat, Doris, after the newborn struggled to latch, marking the 8th animal death in her care. Previous incidents involved 5 dogs, a horse, and a chameleon, many in traffic accidents near her former Sussex address. Price has described the events as bad luck, noting that most occurred while she was away, and says she has secured the garden of her current home to improve pet safety. Despite the scrutiny, Price continues to draw crowds on tour and to monetize her influencer platforms, even as the new court order redirects a larger share of her income. At Stockport Plaza, at least, she presented an upbeat front, relaxed in loungewear, smiling for fans, and keeping the show on the road.